All right, Aquarius, so you're either needing to apologize or you're waiting for an apology in order for things to be built in a better way. And I think that for some of you, it's just needing to say, you know what, I'm sorry that things didn't, go in the right direction. Let's try to rebuild here, right? So from Lay Vampire, redemption, absolution, forgiveness, and penance, and then building blocks from Wisdom of the Oracle. Now, with redemption, it does talk about being able to be sorry, to say sorry, and to take responsibility will lift any burdens you may be carrying from your shoulders. And working with this card says it's just time to be open about your remorse and to let what has been secret to be said. But I don't think that there are any secrets here. I think it's more about just needing to build a better foundation with somebody. This would be after the Tower. This is where apologies come out, and now we get to build things in a better direction. So building blocks. You have everything you need to cultivate an extraordinary life. This is a time when your focus needs to be on the foundation you build upon. Your work, your relationships, and your very being are unwritten by your values, ethics, morals, and core beliefs. Are they still true for you? Will they stand the test of time, for Christ's sakes, and serve as a solid grounding upon which you can construct your life? It says now you're making changes that will affect everything in a positive way. Your destiny is truly a remarkable and beautiful design. So it's good. It's good. It needs to happen with an apology. That's where it starts. All right, Aquarius, here's your overall. Oh boy. The Five of Pentacles. Now, we'll see what's going on here. For some of you, it's getting over some financial strain. Some of you may be dealing with this now, but everything that's happening around this is either building up to you getting past this or, having to continue to deal with this. But, with building blocks, I feel like for you, where you may have been left out, rejected, things are turning around, right? But this is the main problem here, the main focus, what we need to work on. Are you rejecting people? Are you keeping people out of your life? Or is it very simply dealing with some financial strain, right? In the past, the Magician. Now, the way that I see the Magician is as far as your past, right? Now, with the Five of Pentacles being there, absolutely, it could be about somebody who maybe manipulated you, right? Sleight of hand, possibly. But normally I look at the Magician and think, this is about you. It's about your ability to manifest that cool ass shit, right? Do you feel like you have what you need? Maybe in the past you did, but for some reason it's putting you in this place of the Five of Pentacles and now you're having to face it. So this is either, again, about something that you have done to someone or that someone has done to you. But I don't feel intentional. Like, I don't feel like anything was intentional. It would have been different if it would have been like the Seven of Swords. And the present, the Four of Cups. So the first thing that I got from that is seeing that in the present moment, and we'll see here. But with the Magician being there, I'm not impressed with you. I'm not impressed. You may think you're great, and you may think you're a fucking magician and all this great shit, but I'm not. You're not fooling me. I'm not interested. The Four of Cups in the present is just blah, right? Now, for some of you, you may be feeling, blah about the fact that you weren't able to make something happen, not seeing the offer, not seeing what's going to fill up that fourth cup for you, right? You may be too focused on what you have in front of you right now, but what you need that's going to give you that complete fulfillment is just like out of reach, But if you're dealing with a person, you're like, yeah, I've seen your show before. I'm not really impressed. Future conditions, damn the Hierophant. All right. Now, when I think of Aquarius and looking at the Hierophant, so the Hierophant, the Pope, the High Priest, right? He is the conduit between, God and humanity, right? God and man. He's the go-between, I don't ever see you being the one to do this, nor do I see you conforming to someone who is trying to tell you the way that things should be. Okay, with the Five of Pentacles being there, it's not a good thing for you anyway. Now with the Hierophant, we can be talking about major commitments, right? With the Five of Pentacles, that shit ain't happening, or this is a commitment that, you know, was not the greatest that you may have accepted here, and it's putting you in a position where you feel lack. Because, I mean, that is the Five of Pentacles, whether we're talking about, you know, feeling emotional lack or financial lack, whatever it is, this isn't giving you enough. Between that 4 and 5, it's not enough. You know, and what bothers me about this is, are you settling though? You know, and I say that because the Magician can put on a great show. You may not be very impressed or interested, but you may actually accept something here that locks you into, you know, a situation where you feel depleted. Wow, Aquarius, the hell is going on? Now, you know, for some of you, you may not be interested in something if it's not going to be, you know, a traditional thing, right? And that may be where you are the Five of Pentacles. Like, I've given everything I can to this. Now I'm leaving empty-handed, you know. Where, like I said, if it was a Seven of Swords type of thing, it would have been different. Damn, man. Ooh, buddy, your best path to follow, the Ace of Swords. Now, you know, this to me is not about you needing to seek the truth. I think it's more about needing to accept it, right? But that mental clarity should open the door for you to realize what you need to do to get away from situations that make you feel like you are empty-handed, right? So needing to accept the truth and see the truth, right? But then this is also, you know, getting that clarity on a situation. It may really suck ass, but, you know, at least you have the truth, you know? I feel both ways about it. I feel like for some of you, you got yourself into something that isn't that great. And it may be causing you some problems here with the Five of Pentacles being the overall, but I don't know that you can actually get out of it. That, or you're going to be let go with nothing, you know. But now you know the truth. Now you see the truth, right? It's just you need to face it and accept it. And that's basically that. Whether we're talking about work, relationship, religion, with the Hierophant showing up, which bothers me a little bit. In your environment, the Wheel of Fortune. Who else had that? Cap, I think. So this being connected to the Four of Cups, I look at this as, you know, definitely there's an opportunity for better things to happen. But like I say, when the Wheel of Fortune shows up for me, it's like, you've seen this before. You've been through this before. We're repeating a cycle here. Something else is coming back around. Are you going to do the same thing that you have before? You know, you may not be interested, but again, I keep going back to this feeling that some of you may be accepting something that isn't that great, or doing something that, you know, just didn't give you what you thought you were going to get from it. Looking at the Four of Cups. But with the wheel, right, like I almost feel like this could have been a really good opportunity, but it kind of like goes in the wrong direction. And again, I say that because of the Five of Pentacles. Now, going back to the Hierophant, for some of you, absolutely, you may have learned, you know, a valuable lesson, right? Which really sucks ass, but, you know, at least you have clarity now. You know, but I worry that some of you are just settling and things are just going the same way. Nothing is actually changing. And you may end up leaving a situation, like I said, feeling, you know, empty-handed, like you have nothing. Your hopes and your fears, the Queen of Cups. Now, like I said, when it comes to court cards for me, when I look at the Queens, I think of what you're internalizing. The Kings are more of what are we projecting, right? Because I see more ego there. I see more, you know, the internal, intuitive, emotional nature with the Queens, you know, no matter how they present themselves. The Queen of Cups is a fear. This would be about you being emotionally manipulated again. You know, you may have been very open, very friendly, and now it's coming back around again. They may be trying to, you know, trick you in a different way this time with the Magician as the past coming through. You know, and I worry that for some of you, there's enough of an emotional attachment that you're okay with, you know, constantly being like dropped or like rejected or like pushed out. You know, and this could have to do with a person, right? Male, female, doesn't matter to me. Water sign, I don't give a shit, you know? I mean, none of that matters to me here. But what I feel with the Queen of Cups is that this is like a detriment to you, or you're looking at your emotions involving this situation as a detriment. Like, damn it, you know, I went and caught feelings and it done fucked me up. I mean, that's what I get from her being there. You know, and I don't, you know, I think that this for some of you is going to be one of those situations where you're going to have to face the truth about possibly someone, you know. And it's funny because it kind of has like the King of Pentacles in reverse type of feel, somebody that likes to just take from you. What can they take from you? But this is emotional with the way that it's coming out, but it's also leaving you in a bad place. I have to wonder though if some of you aren't like taking somebody back, but things are just happening the same way all over again, and you need to kind of like accept that now. Like, I can't continue to get involved with this person anymore. I can't keep taking them back, you know, no matter how fancy they come in toward you, right? With the Magician. Wow, Aquarius. You know, I don't like the way that I'm looking at it this way, right? Like, I see it this way. You know, you taking somebody back in because they're coming in like, you know, look, let me trick you and, you know, cast the illusion here. And it's just the same shit all over again. You're not impressed. You're certainly not satisfied. Emotionally, you're in a funk, but this would suggest that this is something that is, you know, binding almost, you know. And it could just be that you need to just cut your losses here and go. You know, because I feel like she's like, we gotta go, you know. If we're not gonna get any help or any assistance here, we need to go. But how many more times are you gonna allow this person to emotionally manipulate you, right? And I almost feel, like I said, like it's you beating yourself up over the fact that, you know, you allowed this to happen again. Like, I'm smarter than that. I don't get caught up in emotions like that. What the hell's wrong with me? Well, it's not your fault. You know, it's this other person, right? Oh man, redemption and building blocks. Going back to this, even if you have somebody coming through trying to apologize, those building blocks are your building blocks. You don't need to involve another person. Forgiveness may be you needing to forgive yourself, you know, and stop doing this. Don't keep doing this, you know. And then coming out the Six of Wands, you know, and what I like about this is even if you leave a situation empty-handed, it is going to be a victory for you in the end. I don't think that this is about, you know, not getting credit where it's deserved. You know, I think for you, it's like, I'm leaving and I'm going home. Right? Because one of the things I talk about with the Six of Wands, when you're looking at the wand suit, a lot of those cards are going to talk about travel, distance. This one is the coming home card. And getting that recognition from everybody and going, oh, hey, yeah, welcome back. You know, you did a good thing. So this may be you saying, you know what, I'm not doing this anymore. It's a small victory for you. If you're actually leaving a situation and facing the truth and accepting that, it's going to be a good thing for you in the long run. You know, and people may recognize you for that. Like, yay, right? You're doing the right thing by not doing this anymore, especially if it's not making you happy. And then judgment. Damn, man. Damn, Aquarius. I'm telling you, this is only going to be for some of you who are dealing with this situation. Okay, where you feel like you're catching feelings for a person that, you know things aren't really going to change, right? And we need to kind of face the truth here, you know, especially if they're not going to give you something traditional, or, you know, if you're locked into a situation with them, you know, this to me is like you need to break it. You know, because where you come out at is good, right? Especially with judgment. The Three of Wands, I look at that with the Magician. You saw this coming. You knew this was coming. You were waiting for it, right? And there may have been a feeling of possibly things going in a better way, but clearly, you know, that's not what's happening here. But yeah, you may not be impressed, but there are some emotions here. And again, right, with the Magician coming through, looking at the Page of Cups, it would make sense that they're like showing their hand in a much different way. Like, here, I have new feelings. Let me present things to you in a much different way, right? And cast the illusion here. You're not impressed with it, but you still have feelings, right? There are definitely some feelings there. But with Judgment coming out, that's you looking at it now, especially with the Ace of Swords being your best path to follow and looking at the Six of Wands like, oh, I see it now. You know what? I'm going through my own personal review of all of this bullshit, and I'm going to lay this to rest, and we're going to move on to the world. You know, but you, though, are going to feel good coming out, like you've actually done a good thing this time by letting this go. But I think it's going to take you a minute. Like, it's going to take you a minute to get to that spot, right? I don't think that you're fooled by this person at all. But because of the emotional feelings, attachment, whatever is going on your part, I think that's why you entertain this in the first place. But they are going to leave you empty-handed, you know? But the way that you come out, I like, you know, especially with the Ace of Swords. The Hierophant, this one to me could be so many different things here. But if we're talking about you, you know, actually gaining some knowledge through all the difficult changes, the fives, right? I mean, with the Six of Wands coming out, you're golden, you're great, right? You know, it may be like a harsh wake-up call with the Five of Pentacles being there, but you're ready. You're ready to just say, you know what? Done. I'm done. I don't need this anymore. I don't need you anymore. To create something much better. Very nice. Very, very nice. You'll have confidence return to you once you tap into your inner power. You know, in your inner power to see the truth of the situation, make a difficult, you know, choice here to move on, even if it's empty-handed. But you're going to gain confidence back, and you're going to be able to create much better things, right? You are responsible for creating your life, creating your world. What are you going to choose to create this time? You know, it's perfect. I like it. And then view from above, get the big picture. Yeah, so for you, it's just, I need some silence. I can't deal with you, you know, coming at me with all these illusions and bullshit, right? Like, just give me a minute to sit in peace and listen. And, you know, when you do that, for you, you'll be able to get the bigger picture on what's going on here and, you know, remove yourself from the situation, so to speak, and get that view from above so that it makes it easier for you to do the right thing for you. You know, and like I said, with the Six of Wands coming out, I feel good about it, especially with Judgment being there. Maybe a little bit harsh, but, you know, if you know that things are just going to go the same way, right, then maybe it's just time to, you know, forgive yourself for going through this again, and let's just rebuild for you this time.